Hello everyone and welcome back to Pitzling, our vanilla build guide for Cities Skylines on console. As the sun rises and the day starts on our area that we worked on last time, life is happening. We built this commercial mall around this corner over here, and we developed a low density residential area along the river and made this nice riverfront park as well. For today's episode, we're going to be diving into building our first airport. It's going to be a small regional airport and develop a little bit more this side of the river as well. Just before starting, I'm really appreciating all the comments I'm getting and the feedback. So please do subscribe below, like and comment. It's an easy way and free way to support me so we can keep making these guides and these videos. Thank you so much again for your support, and without further ado, let's start the episode. So right here is the area where I want to be building the regional airport, and to start I want to get the right height right here. To do that, usually airports have a almost 0 degree inclination in any direction. It needs to be perfectly flat. To mimic that, we have that tool, but I want it a little bit higher because we have a river close to here and we don't want the water to overflow. So for that, I'm just going to take my, let's go, sorry, to our landscaping tool right here. I'm going to go medium strength, and I want to go 9 meters above this point. So I'm just going to go slower until I get 9 lines. So 2, 3, 4. Let's just count them. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm just going to go just a little bit more. Perfect. And then I'm going to take my tool right here and just maybe it was this height. Yeah. To make sure I have the right height, because I already know this is 12 meters. So let's see. We need 3. So not this height. It's going to be this one. So let's push this height back here. And we have these 3 lines, which means we are at 12 here and 9 here, which is exactly what I wanted. And just let's make this area a bit bigger. And from here, now I can go to my airport menu, and I can create the area. Start the area with the height that you already want, because it will automatically bring the whole thing to the height that you already want. So I'm just gonna go here, and from this height, I'm gonna go all the area that where my airport is gonna be. So in the middle, I'm fine. I know my runway is gonna be around this area, so I'm just gonna go a little bit more here. It also removes all the trees, because usually you don't have trees by the airport or close to the airport. And then I'm just gonna go maybe down to the smallest one. I'm going a little bit too fast here. I just want to go close to the river, but not at the river still. Yeah, I think that's good here. Let's just paint over the rest, make sure we got everything. Yeah, I think that's good. And last bit here. I might need a little bit more soil. I have enough money so I can afford to get it. I might sell more. And here as well. Okay. I think that's good enough. Maybe I'll just make it straight here. I'll fix the edges later on. Okay. Let's check. Maybe a little bit here for our taxiways. Yeah, I think that's good. Against the river, I always like to have a road going around the airport, but for now I'm just gonna use the dirt roads, and let's make sure I have it as close as possible to the river, but almost parallel to this edge. Maybe a little bit further. Yeah, I think this looks good. So I'm gonna go like this. Yeah, it looks nice. And then against the river, actually, I'm planning to have a quay wall. So I'm just gonna go to just our regular keys, and I'm just gonna go here, just have a little bit more space in between. Yeah, I think, or maybe one more. No, this position was better. Yeah. I'm gonna go until here for now, and same thing on this side. Uh, I'm gonna have to remove some of these trees. Here as well. Okay. For this one, then I'm gonna take, to keep everything measured, I'm gonna keep using this road right here. I'm just gonna turn off the guidelines for now because I don't need them. I'm gonna go to here, and actually from here, how much should I do? I think I'm gonna go 12. And try to come here. I need the guidelines. Let's see if this one is almost there. Yeah. So I'm gonna do it to here, and then I'm just gonna connect this one to here. I'm gonna remove this one for now. For here, I'm gonna remove this one. 10, and then 4. Here I already measured exactly what I want it to be. I did it off camera. Again, this is my tip. Always try to do stuff, measure it, and then know exactly how you're going to be building it. So it's a little bit easier. Plan beforehand a bit as well. It's always much easier that way than just eyeballing everything. Eyeballing works in some cases. In some cases, especially for this big infrastructure project, it's better to know exactly where you want to build it, how you want to build it before you start the build. For the terminal I'm using, I know it's 104 meters, so it's exactly this much. So I'm just going to go here, go down to this, and just extend this for a bit. And then I'm just going to remove this here. And let's go to our airports menu, and we're going to be choosing this old style terminal. Since it's going to be a regional airport, I want to keep it small and tight. So this one works best for this situation. So now we have the terminal. It's not super big. I'm gonna try to keep it this way. It's a little bit noisy. I tried different terminal layouts, and I think I found a really neat one. So I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna remove the guidelines. I'm gonna turn this one to 30 degrees because I wanna take this one right here and go at 60. You can see it can get a little bit touchy, but 60 works. I'm at 10, just one more. I think at 11 at 88, or was it 80? I think it was 88. Then I'm gonna take this satellite one, and I'm gonna try to make sure it's pretty perpendicular to our terminal. And how I'm gonna do it is just eyeballing at this point. It might be, I think that's quite good. Oh, sorry, I wanted this to be facing that way, so let's attach. Yeah, it looks pretty perpendicular, so I'm attaching it to this one. Then I'm gonna take the terminal and I'm gonna start here again at 60 degree, and it's 87. It's a touch less than the other side, but it's pretty close, which means they're pretty perpendicular. I'm not gonna go into details because this actually, I think it looks nice. To finish up this area, I'm just gonna use the old style classic control tower and just try to use our subway line, even if we're not using it, to actually connect anything to center this tower. And this is it. I think this is all I'm gonna do with this airport because it's regional. I'm not gonna go any bigger. Now I am gonna remove this roads from here. Then I'm actually gonna pause the game since it does not have any electricity and they don't want it to have issues. I'm gonna wait until everything is set up, and then I'm gonna press play again. I'm gonna go to our concourse. I'm gonna take it from here. I have to go down, I think, to almost 5 degrees. And from here, I have to go at 140 and 136. Yes. Because I want to connect the train station to this one for our train line that we have to connect, and this will be the perfect area to connect it. Like again, this measurement, I did some trials and errors, and this is the perfect one that I got. So this is how I measured it to be working. And then from here, I'm just going to go, now I'm going to go back to my 90 and maybe just give it an 80 right here. And I think that's it. Yeah, what do you think? I think it looks cool for a small regional airport. Now we can start adding our gates. Since I want to keep it small, I want to keep all the planes small, so I'm only going to be using the small aircraft stands, and I'm just going to put them around here. So I'm just going to go a little bit, not too close. I want it as tight as possible. So here. And here I'm going to be putting 2, so 1 here, and as close as possible. And 1 here. Same thing on this side. 1 here. 1 here. And then 2 again on this side. Just as close as I can. And then lastly, 1 here. Perfect. So now we have our stands. We have to connect them. I'm going to take our taxi. So what I'm going to do to connect here, I'm going to take our 90 degrees and our road guideline, and I'm going to go to the curve option, and I'm just going to go up until I can hit this guideline right here, and then I just curve it nicely right here. I'm going to do the same thing here, go 90 until I hit this guideline, curve it nicely in, and same thing here until I hit this, curve it nicely. And lastly, this one. Perfect. And for the rest, I'm just going to be using actually the straight option. So here, here, and here. And then I have to build the one that needs to be connected. So it's going to be right here. And I think this is enough space away from the other one and away from the fence that I'm going to be building. So I'm just going to hopefully don't hit any of guidelines because I don't want them. Yeah, perfect. And this one is going to go until here, and then I'm going to connect it to this one. Yeah, I think I need to have these changed. Now I have my stands, and I think it's time to build our runway. So to build our runway, I always see a lot of people using this super short runways in the airports, which make them look very, very unrealistic. For a regional airport, this is I took it directly from the internet. I'm not an expert at airports, but for a regional airport, you want a runway around 1.2 to 1.5 kilometers long. I don't think I'm gonna go that long, but I'm sure gonna hit at least a long runway. So I think I'm gonna start somewhere here and then shoot somewhere right here. So we're around 1.2 here, which I think is good. Maybe I'm not gonna start as far back. Maybe I'm gonna start somewhere here because usually there's a little bit behind for the lights. Yeah, that looks good. I think it looks nice, long and realistic, a proper runway. Then I'm gonna take this taxiway. I'm gonna go to our straight, and from here I'm gonna go out. Not 10, I think just 9. I think it's enough distance, and just go down, mimicking this one all the way here, and I'll connect it here, and same thing here. I'll do the same thing right here, so we're at 10 right here, and we want 9, same thing going all the way down, because on this side I would like to build cargo area, so they need their own runway connections. Connect here. Perfect. And from here I might be doing a little bit more connections, so this one, actually I might change the direction of from here. I want to go straight out, so for that I'm just gonna remove this. Let's remove all of it straight out until I hit this. I'm gonna do something similar here. I did it on the second one, so from here out, then I need to remove a bit. With the taxiways, they can be very finicky, so sometimes you just have to delete everything and connect them again. It should be at 90, but it's not connecting properly. Maybe I'll connect it here. Okay, that works better. No, there's something not working here. Okay, now it's straight. And then you have to connect it here. Again, I'm just gonna remove this, go until I hit that here. Again, and just sometimes it's finicky and you have to play with it a little bit to get those right angles. I'm not sure, but is it me or is not straight right here? It does look like it's a little bit crooked. Yeah. Okay, now it's better. Yeah. And then we have to connect lastly this area here. I'm just gonna go to this point and I'm gonna connect it here. And I think I'm gonna be switching the direction here. So these planes, if they come down, they have to go this way. And then for here, they can come this way. I think it will work better. Yeah. Now we have our taxiway, our runway ready. We're gonna judge up a little bit our airports. I think so. I'm gonna be building one of our. I think, can I fit it right here? I'm gonna zoom in as I kinda want it centered. Maybe let's try to move this, see if we can move it a little bit further. No. So maybe I'm not gonna have a, I'm just gonna have one here instead. So let's take our, let's see if it fits here. Yeah, it fits centered, so I'm gonna have one here. And then the last thing I wanna do right now is to connect our train. So we have our train station. I'm gonna make sure it does not go all the way in, but I just want these connections to be in the terminal so it does not look weird. So I'm gonna drop it off right here. I'm gonna make sure our here is quite flat just until I'm done. And I'm gonna go to our train line. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna turn off the road guideline, the length, and all of the angles until 5. And then I'm gonna go a bit freeform because I just wanna make it turn. So we have 180. Actually, let's see if let's move this one a little bit more in. Now let's try again. I'm just gonna push this a bit here. I'll fix it later. Let's take our train. I need 180. Sorry, I forgot to go the lowest elevation. So from here, 180. And then 1, 2, 3. I think that should be it. And then let's try with the road guidelines. But I need, so I'm just gonna turn to 90 degrees until it hits. No, not this one. So I'm at 80. Okay, for some reason, it's not exactly that. So I'm gonna remove this one. I'm gonna go to freeform here as well. 5, make sure I'm at 180. And I think this one should work better. Let's go back to our 90, go back to curve, so we get that nice curve. It's not hitting this one still. Okay, now we have that nice curve going into our terminal. Perfect. Now we have everything. I'm gonna connect the road network and I'm gonna do a little bit of landscaping. But for that, I'm just gonna go into a fast time lapse. Again, I might do a commentary and let me know if you prefer that or should I just do music over these time lapses. For sure, when we do our detailing at the end, it will be mostly music. But when I explain what's going on, I think it might work better for some people. So yeah, so I'm just gonna connect all these networks and make it look nice, and then we'll discuss what we're gonna be doing afterwards. So see you in a bit. To get started, I wanted to connect the major highways around this area and have a bypass along the edge of the map. So first, I wanted to remove all these trees, especially the ones right in front of the runway. But as you can see, one did not really work, especially because it was just outside of my city limit. To get this area ready, I just pushed the terrain and made it a little bit flat on both sides, making sure it's gentle and nice. And to do that, I just use our heights for the same as the airport and push this edge a little bit more and then make sure everything is nice and flat. To get this road, I wanted to go to this other side first. I wanted to make a tunnel going through here. So I pushed the edge a little bit just to get that big slope in, because as you remember, I like to use a harsh cliff to get the tunnel looking that it's going straight into the cliff other than going down, because I don't think it's super realistic when they go down that much. So I did a little bit of trial and error until I got the slope I liked. Again, here I wanted to connect the roads, but I remembered you can't connect two highways at a 90 degrees. So what I do, I usually just use my dirt roads and then I connect them. Love using the asymmetrical three ways because it gives you that turning lane and it really helps with the traffic. So I just use them right here as well. And finally, just getting that harsh cliff and gently making the slope a little bit better. Then I just had to connect this all the way to the other side and below the hill. And from here, I tried again to use this technique where I go out into that cliff until I get that nice straight looking tunnel exit. Then from here, I want to connect this one below with the other one coming from this road. And for that one, I want a gentle slope going up. Use my landscaping tool with the height I wanted and just gently brought it up. And then I just draw the highway with some nice curves going around the hill. Then again, just brought it to the end here, and then to connect it, I had to go back to our dirt road and just draw this one directly in to our main highway right here. And once it's connected, I went back and upgraded it to our asymmetrical three-way highway, and then making sure all our turning lanes are proper by changing the direction of travel. Then I gently changed the slope right here, but I wanted to push this one here. I wanted this to be higher because as the planes are landing, you don't want them to land directly into the road. So the road is a little bit lower, which for me, I think it's a little bit realistic. To finalize this area, I just draw this road very close to the edge. And from here, used our landscaping tool to gently slope down to the right height and then perfectly use our curve roads to connect them. Eventually, this road will go to the other side of the river, and we'll think about what we're going to be doing with it. Finally, I just redraw the airport, making sure I trim anything that's not needed because it costs money. Then going back to the other side of the river, I needed to connect our train line to the airport. So I made a tunnel and a gentle slope going up. From here, before I draw the line, I actually did it, but I did a mistake where I wanted to connect the road first. So for now, I'm gonna connect this road going below the highway along the river first. For that, I just made a gentle flat area around this here and below the highway. Then I took the my road and made sure it just directly goes below this highway connection as close as possible without encroaching in the water. Finally, I just had to connect these two roads by using all the tools that we have. I wanted to trim this one a little bit back so we can use the curve tool to properly connect it. Then finally, using our keys, just drawing it against this road to make it look nice and realistic, protecting it from the river. Then I just had to use our train lines to connect both of them. I had an issue right here with getting the height right. I kept getting a lot of problems with getting the height either going down or up. I really struggled with it. So again, don't feel bad about redoing stuff. It's always a good idea to try and error. So here I did try multiple options and it did not work. So for the last one, what I did, I just went straight a little bit with just a very, very gentle curve and then try to connect it from there, but it still did not work. It's still creating a big hump right there. So what I'm did right here is a tip or a trick that you can be using in the future as well, if you want. It's to extend the actual land a little bit in and use that one as your guide. So that's exactly what I did. I extended the land a little bit. If you pause the game and unpause it, it might create a big issue with the water. So what I did is I paused it. I did my turn right here. It took again some trial and errors until I got the right one. It took
a little bit of time, but at the end, I was very happy with the final result. So once I got it, I just went back and I removed this land and make it back into the water. Then I just pushed this river edge against our key right here, and then I checked one last time, and I was happy with the last results. Now going back to the other side of the river, I wanted to prepare the road layout for our commercial area, which is going to be our hotel and entertainment area around the airport. So here I just used our guidelines to draw a line directly below the bridge. I'm using the dirt roads for now until I finalize everything. Then I will be using upgrading them to whatever I want. So yeah, making it square and nice turn right here and just connecting everything together. I don't want a big squares, so I try to play a little bit with the sizes of the networks here, connecting one last here, then removing all the debris here to get this area ready. Then on the other side, did a little bit the same thing where I wanted to make sure this road goes below both the bridges for the highway and the train. I struggled a little bit to get it as close as possible, but at the end I was able to do it. I connected this first, then I just gently turned into it, and that's how I'm gonna leave it. I quite like this one. Same thing, gentle curves, and then connecting them to the main way right here, and extending our straight lines as much as possible. Here, I could not extend it straight directly into the way, so I extended it a little bit. Then from there, I used our curve tool to gently curve into it. It gave me a little bit of a headache, but finally I was able to do it, and I was happy with the results. Same thing here, using the curve tool to get that nice curve into our area. Then finally, upgrading everything and hoping for the best that you can do it. As you can see, I did not work here because the road I was using is a little bit wider than the dirt roads, but I can deal with that in the future. It's not a problem as long as my area here is all done. Again, I'm using the three-way asymmetrical roads. I really like them, and also some roads with some trees since it's going to be a little bit of a fancier area around here. I wanted to introduce a little bit more walking paths because the place where this road went below the bridge is too low. So realistically, I don't think trucks will be able to go through there. So I just use a pedestrian road, and then I just had to paint the pedestrian area right here. As you can see, my OCDs are kicking in with those lines. I need to have them all perfect. I waste a lot of time doing this, so you don't really have to do it if you don't like spending that much time. But anyway, I do it. It makes me feel happier when I see those lines. Then I just had to introduce a surface point for this pedestrian area. At the beginning, I wanted to put it right here, but I had the idea of actually taking it really close to the bridge, so almost below the bridge, which will work. But since the road was not long enough, I needed to make go a little bit more in. So for that, what I had to do actually is remove the bridge, connect it, and then place my place the surface area first. Once that one was placed, I removed that, I redraw the road, and then just put the street in and it connected. So this is another trick you can be using. As long as something is very close to the edge, it still will connect. So the road does not have to be 100% attached to it with those zones. Then once I have everything ready, I just made sure that I added a little bit more residential area on this side since we still have a little bit of demand. And I think it's a perfect area to add some low density on this corner. For future development. I put some bike lanes for people to be able to use the bike and connect to the major bike lanes that we have going on a little bit. Finally, what I did, I just turned off all the zoning on the main street since I'm not going to zone anything around it, and to give more big zones for the residential area that we have up north. Finally, to get the area ready for development, I made a big zone right here, and then I changed the specialization to our tourism area. For the area north of the main road, I just painted it again with a new district and made sure I used the European suburbia since it's my favorite low density um, assets for a residential. I do really like the green cities as well, but it did not work in this case. Now going back to the airport, I wanted to connect here the road. So as you can see, the one you plop actually the zones a little bit off to get them exactly the same as the ones from the airport. I had to be a little bit creative with both sides, and then I just plopped some parking spots and went back and redraw the road. For here to connect them, I want something a little bit more interesting than just a straight road, so I did a little bit of a turn, and these will eventually keep going forward. Made this area with a gentle slope. Then I'm connecting my roads right here with everything. Finally, I want a passenger for the passengers to be able to walk to the other side. So I made a central uh, walking path. I put some taxi stands and used our concrete pads from the airport DLC to cover this area. Interestingly enough, you can't place those concrete below the terminals, which is a little bit weird, but it is what it is. Finally, I wanted to have a small bus exchange. I'm not using the one that comes from the airport; it's a little bit too big. Maybe for a big international airport, it might work, but for something like this, for a small regional airport, I don't think we need it. So I just made a custom one right here. I struggled making it straight, so yeah, I did a lot of back and forth. But eventually, you're gonna see I just went for the regular normal one. Again, it's just me trying different ideas and trying different tricks to see if it works. But that's what the game is for, especially when you're on PlayStation or console, Xbox, or playing vanilla in general. Not everything will work according to what you had in mind, and you need to be just accept defeat and go for what's easiest and what's actually you can do with the tools that you have. So yeah, finally I just decided to do it straight and change them to bus only roads and prepared this area for our buses. Lastly, I wanted to put a big parking spot for our guests here, and this is where the long-term parking will be, or for example, where people will be picking up their rental cars, for example, and just connect it to the roads right here, and they finally connected this one. And then where our airport is ready here, some really light landscaping, but the rest of the landscaping will come once we have our landscaping and time lapse. I tried to bring this key a little bit all the way in, but it did not work. You're gonna see I'm gonna change it in the future. We have our airport ready and most of the road connection and some of the new neighborhood setup ready as well. Before we click start, I just noticed that I'm a little bit low on some of our water treatments, I think. So just to be able to avoid any problems down the line, I'm thinking about adding some water treatment stations, and maybe I'm just gonna put some here for now. Let's go with the advanced one. I'm just gonna put it right here, and I'm just gonna connect it. This is just a very temporary solution to our problem. I will revisit this later on once I build a proper water treatment area. Also, I just connected this with electricity quite fast just to get the airport up and running. And then we'll discuss what we're going to be doing later on. So now I can press play and let the simulation begin. So hopefully, also, do I have water? Let's pause quickly. Apparently I don't, so I'm at 90 degrees and I'm starting here. That should cover it, and maybe I'll... Okay. Now I can click play. Let the simulation run. Since we have our airport up and running, as you can see, some of the planes are already leaving. Hopefully the water is gonna work. Yeah. While waiting, let's do our first train connection, which I'm quite excited about. So the train is gonna start from the airport station, goes all the way to our main train station in this area, and for now we're just gonna loop back and stop. Why is it not? Did I? Interesting. Okay, let's create a line from here to here. Oh, I see. I did not connect the underground, which is very stupid. Let's remove this. Let's do the same thing here. Okay. Let's take quickly the underground and just connect to here. Now that's connected, I should be able to start the line. I want the first stop to actually be here, so it's easier to extend the second stop to the future one. And you can see it's working now, perfect. And complete line. I'm gonna go to my transportation options, train line, and let's change this train. For these ones, I like to use the ROG commuter train. It just looks really nice. I'm gonna do an express one once I have the downtown area ready, but for now, yeah. And I think one is more than enough. So let's just, yeah, I can just go all the way and it's still running one. And let's call this one S2. Hope PA. Hope Pitzling Airports. So I might change the name later on, but for now, it's good. So yeah, this is up and running. I created a new district here, but I need to connect it to the power. So let's see how we can make this power jump. I might be using one of those tricks again with the emergency. No, it's right here. This one right here. And let's see if we can squeeze it between, maybe right here. Perfect. Let's see if I just need some houses. I'm gonna build one here, and that should help. Okay, that works perfect. Now what I would like to do is actually add a cargo area right here. That's why I left this area empty. Let's just remove that rock from there first. I'm gonna go to the rock menu. Just remove this stuff here. Okay. And then we're gonna go to our airport. and cargo terminal. I would like to make it almost parallel to our taxiway. Yeah, that looks good. I'm just gonna zoom a little bit out. Just make sure it fits. Yeah, I think that's perfect. And from here, I'm gonna add those cargo aircraft stands, one on this side and one I'm just gonna use two here. I don't want it too big. I'm gonna pause the game just because I'm gonna do some modifications to the taxiway right here. First, let's go back to our taxiways. Was it right here? Yeah. I'm gonna go straight. I'm just gonna go down straight until I hit this guideline for the main one. Same thing on this side, just straight until I hit the guideline. And from there, I'm just gonna use the straight. I'm gonna go by 10. Actually, I don't need the guidelines anymore, just for this. So 10, 80 meters, 80 meters on this side as well. Then I'm gonna use my curved. I'm gonna go back to my guidelines and I'm just gonna go up until I hit this one right here and curve right into it. And same thing here. I hit this one and curve right into it. Then go back to straight and just connect the whole thing. And then I need to make sure I have the right. So for here, I want it to be able to go in and through and back out this way. And for this, out in this way and out this way. So perfect. I think the right one. So for here, I think I might have to connect it to the power, but oh, let's just check quickly. Maybe I'm running out of power. No. But I don't know why it says I'm running out. For now, just, yeah, please. I know this is on the way of the flight, but please ignore it until I do my time lapse for detailing and then I'll deal with this. Right here, we have a problem with garbage. I think I'm gonna do a recycling facility here later on just to tackle this garbage. I'm also gonna add police and fire protection to this whole area later on. So for this one, I would like to just connect it directly with my highway. So I'm gonna choose the 3-way on both sides. So from here, perfect, and same thing here. I'm just gonna upgrade this one to the 3. Let's try one more time if this is gonna work. I'm gonna pause quickly the game. I'm just gonna remove this. I'm gonna go straight until I hit this here. And from here, I'm gonna actually use my dirt roads. Straight to connect this. Straight to here. And from this one, I'm gonna go straight in. Maybe, and then gently curve into it. Yeah, I think that looks better. So let's upgrade these back. Yeah, this is one thing that you have to play with a little bit is if the roads are giving you a hard time, just go down to the dirt roads, and sometimes it's way easier to work with them. And once you have whatever you need, you can go back and upgrade. And hopefully by upgrading, it all works, because sometimes it does not work either. Let's switch. We're going to switch here as well. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense over there. That here we have to switch back, and actually the rest of here, I think I'm just going to go down to the 2 lane instead. We don't really need 3 lanes, so upgrade. No, upgrade. Yeah, perfect. Okay, everything is the right, has a dedicated turning lane, so I think that should work to divide traffic a little bit. I think here as well, I'm going to go up to 3 lanes. And just let's switch the direction. Okay, we have the dedicated turning lane for each of them. Yeah, so this corner, I have to keep a watch on it to see if it can handle traffic. If it's giving me a hard time, I might do something a bit different, but we'll tackle this problem once it comes. So we can press play again. This is all connected. Also for here, I would like to add the postal service sorting area. Let's just check how big this thing is. But I want it to be facing this way. So I'm just gonna take our dirt roads. So from there, let's see if it's gonna work here. I can even push it a little bit further. It was here, yeah. Okay. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a trick where I'm just gonna take this, go to curve, from here, go here, and curve it in. And it's connected with this one. I don't have to have it straight. I can go inside directly, and it actually looks quite good. On the other side, I might add a little bit more industry right here with some of our high industrial revolution. And maybe some parking. Let's add a district right here. Oh. Okay. Industrial revolution. Evolution, not revolution. I always mix them up. And then I want those big units, so I'm just gonna remove this. And let's see what assets we're gonna be getting here. Let's see our train looking good. Yeah, this is exactly the model I wanted. It looks like an actual commuter rail. Okay, I think we're starting having electricity issues. So to tackle this, again, I'm just gonna add one more of these stations. Again, I'm gonna temporary solution just for now. And that'll tackle, how much are we getting out of here? 56, 120. Actually, I might just add one of these for now, even if I don't like the look, just to get sort out our energy problems, and then I'll solve it. Um, let's just go back. I know the airport looks nice at night. We'll check it out once we get back. So yeah, my highway is holding up. I'm gonna do a little bit more detailing in a few minutes. But we have one thing I would like to tackle before we get into the time lapse. Now that the airport is ready, the only thing we have to do is make it look good, which we're gonna do during our time lapse as well. What I would like to work is this corner right here. So for the airport district, I would like to do a little bit a mix of commercial offices and a hotel zone area. Usually by airports, you find a hotel zone area, and I think this is the perfect area for it, just across the river, close to the airport. And I'm gonna have good transportation options with some buses running back and forth between the two areas. So for the commercial, I'm gonna go and choose the tourism specialization. I might go half-half, but for now, I'm just gonna go here, and I'm just gonna start slowly zoning. There are these 2x2 that I really like, that makes it look like almost restaurant areas. So I'm gonna try to get those first, and then I'm gonna try to get some hotels, but not too big. I do some 3x2s, maybe 3x3s, and let's see what we're gonna get. Also, on this area, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of offices, and for those, I'm gonna go for our wall-to-wall. So let's go to office, and from here, I'm just gonna put the wall-to-wall office specialization, and let's put some offices here. I think I'm just gonna zone this whole area with offices. Maybe I'll mix in a hotel. Maybe I'll mix in some offices on this area as well. We might need some power. So once these are coming, I can just run this here. So this is not the ones I want. I'm gonna be removing them and waiting for the ones I'm looking for are the smaller ones. There is like these like nice 2x2s. I like this hotel, but I want it to be a little bit more on the back. So yeah, I'm just gonna remove this. And for these wall to wall, I'm gonna try to keep them at level 1. I don't want them to get too big. So yeah, this is something I'll keep. And I'm gonna keep an eye on these. Let's add more housing in this area. Yeah, I just wanted to get. Also, let's turn off the zoning around our roundabout. It was 3, yeah. And then remove all the zoning on both sides. Perfect. And I can press play again, and I can get all of this as a big zone. Get some big houses there. And let's connect back the electricity before they start complaining. I'm just gonna go here. Perfect. Again, this is a bit too big for my liking in this area, so I might remove it. I was hoping for something a little bit smaller. These I'm gonna keep. This is exactly what I was looking for. So it might be a little bit of whack-a-mole until I get the assets I'm looking for. Now we can discuss this area. So I'm not sure if I should keep going with my residential right here. I think so because we're getting a lot of commercial and businesses in this area, so I don't need to keep going here. And this area, I think I'm gonna extend my farming towards this area and have a nice, gentle transition into the airports during my time lapse. And I think here I'm gonna keep expanding the forestry a little bit more into this area and into the hills, but this will tackle in another episode. For now, let's just check quickly if we can satisfy the electricity, the water treatment. We're good. Let's see how many people are using our train line right here. 17. Okay. And how many people are using the airport so far? We're around 142. Okay. Not bad. Are people using cabs? No. Okay. We'll connect it to the bus network soon once we develop this area. So I think what I'm gonna do is just off camera, I will try to go finalize this area right here. I'm gonna do it off camera just to get the assets I want, and then we can come back and discuss this at the end after our time lapse. So I'll see you guys on the other side.
halo paradise. Somehow you make all the wrong things right. Now that I got you, we could burn it down, 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 down. We could burn it down, 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 down. Look at what we found, 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 found. For you I'm always down, 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 down. We could burn it down, 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 down. We could burn it down, 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 down. Look at what we found, 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 found. For you I'm always down, 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 down. We could burn it down, 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 down. We could burn it down, 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 down,
So let's review quickly what we've done so far. As you can see, the airport is actually quite busy, busier than I expected it to be. As we can go into the menu here, you can see I'm already at level 2 for the airport. I have the passenger count to go up to level 3. I don't really need it to go to level 3, so I'm gonna keep it at this point. And you can see it's quite busy. I also noticed that our train station right here, it's getting a lot of traffic. Just to solve this problem, I would like to pause the game quickly to set up some of the bus routes before we keep going. I want to have an express bus route that starts directly from here. Um, and then I will cross over our highway and then it will service this area. So we just want to keep it going straight in. And I think the first stop will be right here. Then the second stop, I think I'll put it right here. And then it can go out back to this area. I'm gonna have one stop here and the last stop at our exchange area right here. I might have to remove, I think because of those aprons, sometimes it's really hard to position these stops. So I'm just gonna remove this apron from here, and then as you can see, I can take, where is the last one? Right here. I can just drag this one and position it right here for now, and then I can continue. I want to stop right here. Again, I have an apron, so let's remove the aprons. Let's take the stop. It was this one, yeah. And position it here. I'll come back, and then once it comes here, maybe I'll go this way first. Stop right here again. Then stop here again, and then cross the bridge and finish the line. But now let's fix this area right here where I want the other stops. So I have these stops here, so we just have to drag this one all the way here. Perfect. Let's quickly check our stops. I need one more here. And I think that's good. I might just pull this one a little bit to the... No, I think it's going to be fine. And also I want to extend this line. So from here, I just going to extend it to this area here. Eventually on the other side will be another stop, and this will continue going to whatever neighborhood we're going to have over there. Yeah, so let's go back to our menu, and I just want to go... I think I was using Express as blue, so I'm gonna keep going. First, I'm gonna change this one to our favorite Japanese one. Then, oh, 12 is too much, so I'm gonna reduce it. I think I'm gonna start with 4 and see how it's gonna handle this. Sorry, the line will be a blue one since it's an express line. And let's gonna call it R11. We have a 10, so maybe for this one I'll start with 2, so I'll have 20. And it's from Emerson Airport Express. I guess you guys can't really see when I'm typing here. Quickly, airport. I do have a keyboard that I can use, but I don't like using it too much. EXP. Perfect. Yeah, the other one was R10. Okay, our Emerson Airport Express. I think I just have one space that I don't really need. Perfect. Now it looks right. And let's add those aprons that we removed quickly.
It was one right here to close off this area. Perfect. The other one was right here. Perfect. And did I need one here? No, I did not. I did not remove it. Okay, let's start play again. Yeah, quickly. So there's almost 213 passengers that are taking the train from our airport. So I noticed that all these people, once they get off here, you can see how many people are actually leaving the train station, and they just cram our tram network. I think this is fine. So let's just watch quickly how this is going to be handled. If the trams still can handle all of our traffic, I'm always worried about this stop right here because usually we have more people. So I might add one more tram in this route because look how many people are going to be using it right here. And they're just going to flood this one, I think. Not this one, so it's going to be the next one. I'll keep an eye on this one and check how it's behaving eventually. But let's quickly go back to our airport. So yeah, I'm going to make this one historical because I like it. So yeah, I created our airport, some stands, some remote stand for our airplanes, and again just connected everything nicely with our taxiways and filled up some with the airport aprons. But I left some greens, especially between the taxiway and our landing strip. I made it quite long just to make it more realistic, as I discussed earlier. Some hangars over here. In this corner next to the parking, I added some office building and just a little bit of industrial area. Just give it that industrial vibe. Maybe like that's where all the technical stuff is being handled for the airport. At the corner here, I added a police and firefighter helicopter depot. It sits really nicely in this corner. I quite like it. On the other side of our landing strip, I have my cargo area with only two cargo spots for our airplanes, our fuel station. I added some amenities like the recycling center and police and fire center. Again, really light detailing with some fencing, some parking lots, some airport aprons just to bring everything together. Also, we added our postal triage facility, which is quite busy. It's actually way busier than expected to be, but it's working well. We connected this road through a tunnel to our highway on the other side, and kind of took a little bit of the traffic that went through this area, especially earlier. But now I noticed that we had a bit of traffic here, so I made this slip road just for the people that are going up this way. They don't have to use this intersection, just removing a little bit of traffic and introducing it later. That's always a good idea to do if you want to remove a little bit of traffic through one of the intersections. For our big intersections, for the big roundabouts, I did this just semicircles with different colored trees, and I think it actually looks quite nice, with some small overgrowth right here, undergrowth, sorry. On some areas of this intersection, I used the airport aprons just to hide those really ugly cliffs. And I think for something this heavy, usually concrete is used to hold the cliffs, and some undergrowths coming through the cracks, as you can see sometimes around. On the other side, I'm still struggling to get those assets that I want. So right here, what I'm doing, I'm just, even if it's level 1, I'm just make sure the ones I like, I make it historical so I don't delete them by mistake. And the ones I don't want, I just go and actually remove them, and I hope something better will come through. Actually, this one I will leave. And since we have a little bit of residential, I was thinking to add some towers right here. So I'm just going to add the green cities to this area. And let's add maybe one big tower right here in this corner. And we'll see. This isn't exactly not what I wanted. Anyway, let's continue. So yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on this. I added a hotel from the Mountain Lodge collection. It looks really nice. It does fit quite well against the river. Also, I mix and match some of the Green Cities commercial as well, just to give a little bit of variety here. I used some of the modern city. Let's just make sure that I'm saying, yeah, the modern city, mid-century modern, sorry, the mid-century modern content creator pack. These two assets, they actually park, so you can use them multiple times, and they really like their design. It looks like this one was the original, and since the motel was quite popular, they added a new one with a swimming pool, and they work really nice next to each other. I added some offices as well, and a hotel from our um, again, I keep forgetting the names of these DLCs from our hotels and retreats. Sorry, yes. As you can see, the popularity is almost as 100%, so I actually can crank up this. The only thing that keeps going down is the commercial, because I'm still deleting some of these ones I don't like, and I'm really hoping eventually I will get what I want. Let's just make historical while we're here. I think it does work quite well in this corner. On this side of the road, I just extended our low residential area with European suburbia with some really nice detail in trees, pathways, some spaces for kids to play. And I continued this retention wall right here and did some detailing around the train tracks and the highway here. Lastly, let's check our transportation. So I added this one. As you can see, there is a little bit of demand, especially at this main stop right here, and the stops here, and the stop here. Of course, all the people will want to get off around this area. So this is working fine. Let's quickly check our tram and see if it's actually handling our, and you can see that it's not. I'm getting 212 here, so the next one will not do it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna add one more tram to this route, and hopefully this will be it. So eventually this is not going to be a problem, since I think most of the people are stopping here to connect to the tram. But once I have the next train stations toward downtown, as we keep developing, this should solve its problem. It will solve the problem with this tram, and we can do it. So whenever I do a big expansion, I just revisit all of my transportation routes just to make sure they're still handling the traffic, or if the traffic is not as heavy as it used to be, I reduce the amount of the vehicles to remove some of them from the road. So yeah, I think this is it. So we're gonna go into a quick time lapse as a goodbye. Please let me know what you think about this episode. Let me think what you think about the airport. I'm actually really happy with this design. I've never seen this design done before. Thank you so much for watching, and please make sure to like and subscribe. I'm still trying to hit that 500 subscriber by the end of this year, so if you can help me, just click. It's an easy way to support me. Again, comments as much as you want. I'm always here wanting to start conversations, how to improve this or what we can do different. Again, thank you so much. Have a good day and see you next time. Bye.